In relationships, you expect deeper connection and yet they withdraw. So the question we have to ask, are we pushing somebody to grow or are we pushing them into panic? We all want comfort. Hi, Christa here, and you and I have an appointment. This is our place, safe place where we pause, we reflect and talk about leadership awareness, connection and communication. I'm glad that you're here and that you made the appointment. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Breathe and let's talk. Have you ever experienced that you give somebody an opportunity and instead of being excited about that, they completely shut down? In business, we give a person a promotion and all of a sudden they just shut down. In relationships, that happens too. You expect deeper connection and yet they withdraw. The important question we have to ask is, what is happening here? Because this is a phenomenon that happens in business relationships and it happens in intimate relationships as well. So the question we have to ask ourselves, are we pushing somebody to grow or are we pushing them into panic? And if we don't understand what's really going on, we end up in the same loop over and over. So this happens in business relationships and this happens in intimate relationships way more than what we realize. Let's take a step back. We all want comfort. I like to be in a comfortable place. And that's what I refer to as the comfort zone. That's the place where we feel that we know exactly what to expect. Everything is happening comfortably. We know where we are. We know what to do. In business, you will know that there's certain things that without you even thinking, it just happens. There's the typical comments that comes through is that this is the way we do it. This is the way we've always done it. You can hear that. That's a comfort zone. We feel comfortable, we feel in control, we know what to do. But we all know that nothing in life stays the way we always used to do that because things evolve. It happens. Relationships evolve. So in a comfort zone, it is the place where I feel safe. But the one thing that we all know is if we are staying in safe waters, we're not going anywhere. We're not growing. And for us to move forward, if I have a boat and I love that, I know the boat can go onto the water. Well, I know the boat is equipped, but I never take it to the waters. I'm not going to go anywhere. I can continue dreaming about places, but we're not moving there. So what we need to know is that the only way that growth is going to happen is when we stretch. Now, the stretch zone is the place where there's a bit of butterflies, there's a bit of uncomfortableness, but there's not overwhelm. How many times have you had that when you have to teach a young child to swim, you do not just drop them in the deep end and let go. No, we take it step by step, make them more comfortable with the water. The next time we take them a bit deeper in. The next time we make them hang on the side of a wall until they're comfortable. Every time there's a step further. Every time we move it a little bit more. We take them into uncomfortableness, but we never push them into overwhelm. What tends to happen when things go fast, and in business we find that, in life as the pressures are coming, we often are being taken from a comfort place, a comfort zone, and pushed right into panic. We skip the stretch. And when panic happens, people freeze up. When panic happens, we can't think clearly. We start running on the spot and we actually opt out. We freeze. We can even go into a fight mode because we're not in a place of where I know I'm trying to gain some kind of control. Now, in business, if we are promoting our people too fast without the necessary support, we are taking them from comfort into panic. And that's when they shut down. Now, when we do that, we are breaking the person. So pushing people into panic does not make them grow. In actual fact, it brings them back to the place of where they just want to shut down. They want to go back to what they used to know. The same happens in relationships. Intimate relationships, when we are expecting more emotional connection, but there's not safety, what are we doing? We're taking the person, stretching them straight from comfort zone into panic zone. So what do we need to do? We need to become aware where everyone is at. Now, the interesting thing that I find when I work with intimate relationships, when I work in teams, is the realization that what is comfortable for the one might be the stretch zone for the others. What is a stretch zone for the one might be pushing them into a panic. Now, I have so many people saying to me, I don't have time. There's pressure. We need to meet deadlines. I don't have time to sit with each one and make sure that they can stretch and go into stretch because things need to happen. If we don't take the time, we're wasting time. Because when I stretch the person too far, what will happen is they will close up. They will go back to their comfort zone. In actual fact, their comfort zone shrinks because they felt that there was a threat. So it's going to take you more time to stretch them out of that. It's time that we realize that we need to stop and actually check in with each one. Because I promise you, if we start nurturing the stretch, don't let them stay in comfort zone. That's not going to be good for them. It's not going to be good for your team. It's not going to be good for the relationship. We want them into growth zone. Stretch zone, growth zone. So if I can get that right, and when I work with couples, when I work with teams, I often go in and will suggest certain actions, and then I look at everybody. Some will say to me, that's doable. Others will say to me, I don't think I can do that. I'm not ready for that. That gives you an indication of where each one is at. The moment I have the feedback from each one of the parties that is doable, knowing that I'm stretching them from where they are, but I know that they are then in stretch. That's where the magic happens. That's where growth happens. The moment I push them into panic, what will happen is we will all revert back to the place that felt safe before. If I go and I take the time to nurture, to support each and every one according to their capacity, growth is important. We need to move forward. Panic is counterproductive. So where are you? Maybe not realizing that you are stretching, whether it's your partner, whether it's your business partner, whether it's your teammate, whether it's a team member. Where are you maybe stretching them into overwhelm, into panic. And then start looking at how can I still get momentum, still get movement, still reach our targets, and how can I do it differently? Getting the person on board, get them into stretch. We all need to feel those butterflies because then we are in stretch zone. It's still manageable, but it's not overwhelming. Go this week, go today, and look at each and every one that you are in a relationship with. From personal to business, the same principle applies. If you want to move forward, find a way to take them with you. And the way forward is when they are stretching and moving over. So yeah, thank you for making this appointment. Please subscribe, like and share. And let me know in the comments below what are topics you would like you and me to chat about.